Morning. Daft o'clock in the morning, just gone 5 at up in the Lake District. Relocated to the beginning. Up in the Lake District, biting off more than I can chew, as I usually do. We'll see how we go. Now that's pay and display. That's got nothing indicating anything. So I don't know if that's free, first come first serve, or whether that's part of pay and display or not. At Hartsop, little hamlet over there. So parked in car park behind, or the adjacent Brothers Water, which is going to come into view in about 100 metres or so. If I do the full mission, 7 Wainwrights, I might be being optimistic with that. I've not done a big dafting for a couple of years, and I've not done a big dafting at Lakes, which is a different animal to Peak District, for about 3 or 4 years. So we'll see how we go. I have got optional bug outs and things. Well, it's just opened up a little bit. We've got a little bit of mist over the top, so that might make a nice little picture as well. Perfect morning at the moment. So today's mission, 15 miles thereabouts is the sort of plan, but I've got options to shorten, bug out and whatever if I need to. So I've parked at Cowgate car park. This is Brothers Water. So I'm going to go up the valley, and it comes to a fork. I'll be taking the left-hand fork, which will take me up Scandale Pass, which is up that left-hand side of this hill here, I think. That's going to take me up to the saddle, turn left and go up onto the top of that one at the back, which is Red Screes. Potentially pick up these peninsulas, which are also Wainwrights, but it depends how much a challenge they are to get to, kind of thing, including one I'm doing the rest of the day. But in theory, up to Red Screes at the back, come over to this one here, which is Middle Dodd, back over and across the back of that one to Little Hart Crag, down to this peninsula, which is High Hartsop Dodd, back across the saddle onto Dove Crag. Then you can't see it from here obviously because it's up that valley, to Freestole, which is a bit of a cave. So I'll see if I can get to that. I've got to come down the side of the hill, I think, to get into that, but again, that's sort of one of the main targets for this walk really, so I'll endeavour to get that. Then I've got the option, or go over from Freestole back up onto the top and over to Hart Crag. Then I've got the option, I can either carry on over to Fairfield, but I've done Fairfield before from the other side, so that's an optional extra. If I can link it up from this side, if it's not too silly, then I'll continue over to Fairfield just for the hell of it, and then backtrack to Hart Crag again, and then back across the top of this up here, which is Hartsop above Howe, and then back to Cowbridge. So simple as that really. A little 15-mile tootle. I think the first mile or so, plus a bit, is relatively flat, and then as soon as I start to turn up into the valley, that'll change quite dramatically. It's supposed to be overcast, which so far isn't the case. Bit of a cloud coming in over the top of Red Screes at the moment. There were inversion on the other side of the hill, so it's possibly that what's creeping this way. Got dab on already. I'm still on flat at the minute. Got 2 drones with me. Got the Neo for just a chuck up and fly thing, and then I've got the Mini 4 in the bag for anything a bit more distance. Guess that answers that question. Seen quite a bit of fresh cow dung and prime suspects ahead, so hopefully they're quite chill and used to people. Stay there, ladies. Just crossed over the bridge. Got a bit of a swamp here to get over. It's quite deep. I'm heading up there, but there is no trail at this point. There's supposed to be. I'm assuming it's just around this corner over that nib. Should open it up into a trail. If not, I guess I'll have to make my own up. Get across this first. It is a bit marshy though, I'll give it that. Very spongy underfoot, and water appearing as soon as I put my foot down. I don't look to be too well defined a trail up here. It does look like there's flagging going up that left hand bank. Just heading up towards Caiston Glen on the way to Scandale Pass, which is like up on the saddle up yonder. It's marsh, all this. I'm trying to sort of climb high to try and get out of it. I've just come across that little section, and you're like on a sponge, and the actual entire surface of the ground must have travelled in about a foot. That's what it felt like anyway. And then next step, what same. So I'm trying to sort of get out of that bit before it actually broke through, because God knows how deep that'd have been. Not a well travelled route, I guess, this one. So we've intersected a bit of a trail. Just appeared from nowhere though. Didn't really come from anywhere. I've sort of come over bridge down there and then bog hopped across there, making it a lot harder than it needed to be. So I made a fair bit of elevation gain on this one and a fair bit of distance, so making it harder than it needs to be, and probably not the best idea. Got to cross this stream to put me onto that side, onto the alleged main path, and then that's going to take me around and up onto here somewhere. Just got to get over this bit, and it does look dry on that bottom section there, so it's supposed to be rude not to have a bit of a peek while I'm here. Yeah. Cool. Not going in it, but cool. So I've just come up Caiston Glen, which I'm still following at the minute. That's going to take me around here. I'll just keep climbing as I go around this corner up onto the saddle up there. Though it's getting a little bit windier, not too bad at the minute. It's just coming up to 3 miles, and what's time? I set off about 6 o'clock. It's 10 to 8. So I've been going about just under 2 hours to do 3 miles. Just about to top out onto Scandale Pass. T-shirt weather though, so far, all day. Oh, so far this morning. Got time to change. Pull up a rock wall and take bag off 5 minutes. Scandale Pass, crossroads. Up, 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 up. Over the top and up again. Then on the way back, across there. Back down to here, and then up Little Hart Crag. Anyway, we'll get these out of the way first, and in comes the cloud, and the clag is rolling in. So the sun is up there. It were clear blue skies when I set off, but hopefully it blows through and clears up again. Following this wall basically up to Red Screes. I'm currently at 556 meters, and I've got to get up to 776, so I've got 200 metres ascent. I can hear shouting, but I think it's a shepherd and not somebody in distress. I suppose we'll find that out in due course when I get up there, but no, I'm fairly sure sheepdog, malarkey. 700 metres altitude, and the apex of Red Screes is 776, so I guess it's just up here, but I think that's a false plateau. It looks like the apex up there is just coming out the clag. The bad news is we're in the clag. The good news is there's no wind. The bad news is there's no wind, so it's not going to blow the clag away too quickly. Trig point just looming at the clag. First summit, about 3.5 hours, 4.2 miles. Red Screes summit done. A wind break there, so I shall go and sit in that and have a bit of pork pie, I think. Unfortunately in the clouds up here at the moment. Right, the next port of call is off onto this peninsula. I'm not sure if there's a trail to it or not. Well, there must be, but especially with not being able to see out, it's not going to be too helpful. So I'll get a coat looking at to see if I can pick one up. If there's a trail, it looks a bit like one. Take this one for the moment, should take me over to Middle Dodd. So I'm now on the transition over to Middle Dodd, which I think I've just got to drop and climb again. There's the Caiston Pass below me. So I've just got to drop down here and then can't see where I've got to go. Now, if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Shepherds up here somewhere rounding the sheep up. Of course they're coming straight for me on the main path. I don't want to disperse them for him. Can't see him though a minute. Off to the side, so I'll make my way down the trail then. I've just left my bag and that there. I'm just gonna have a quick scoot up to Middle Dodd summit, bag free. Middle Dodd summit. Well, I think it looks like there is a cut what goes along from just below where my bag's at that wall, where the cut is on the wall, base of the hill basically. It looks like there might be a cut going over there, which is going to contour me around, which is good, because that's the intent. As quick as it clears, it vanishes. A substantial trail seems to have vanished for the minute. Back into the bogs, but there's a bit of flagging. I think I can detect. I keep heading in this general direction. Should hit the main trail back to Scandale Pass. This is going to drop me back down to where I came up this morning, which is effectively down there. So that's Scandale Pass. So I came up there and I've done this leg of it. And now the theory is up and that way. Put jumper on as well. When I'm up at Red Screes Trig, obviously it's sat in cloud, so temperature drops quite dramatically. So now up there. Well, I've just covered, clocked just over 6 miles in 5 hours. In the cloud up there is little Hart Crag, so I've got to follow this path up, and then I think it just sort of a little bit, not too dramatic to get onto the summit once you're on top of this path, but we shall see. I've still got a fair bit of incline to go, so I'll just drop into this little bit of a dip here and pull up a convenient rock again for 5 minutes. Left my bag there, so I'll make it a bit of an easy because it's a bit of a scramble up. So I'm umping my bag up here to ump it back down again. There's certainly not many folk around, so again should be safe. Sent to Little Hart Crag, and to get up onto Dovedale Crag, which I can't see, that's about another 150 metre ascent, so that was quite steep going when I get to it. Summit came, Little Hart Crag. Up the Atom, definitely not as the sun out today, but just to break this wind slightly. Yeah, it started off quite promising today, quite good sunrise and sort of decent view. And then down came the clag, so I'll probably not see much until I drop down into the valley again. Just check my navigation before I get carried away. I've just intercepted what I think is the main trail, but I just check it. Walking along, and now we've got up. Unfortunately, you can't see how much I got up. We're at 630 meters ASL, and the next crest is at 792, and it's not too far away, which means we've got a serious up coming, and I guess we're at the base of it. I'm hoping we're near the top. 742. Still got about 50 metres to climb. Coated up at the right time. It's only very, very fine drizzle, but it's the sort that wets you. Right, something like levelled out at the minute. Won't be too dramatic from here, but since I can't see out, it's hard to gauge. Joined the main trail to Dovedale Crag. Yeah, well, this is drop down to cave. Depends how far I've got to go down the side to get to it. Has to come back up, kind of thing. Because we're going to go over Hartsop above How back, but I might drop down the gully itself from the tree stole. I'll make it up as I go along when I get to it. 792, 793 metres. Cracking views. Probably we'll find the trail again and carry on. Yeah, so we're at Dovedale Crag now. Drop down to the pre-stole, and then theoretically I'm going to come back up to Hart Crag and down Hartsop over above How back. But say the pre-stole was the main target, so I'll pick that up and then make it up from there. As I say, it depends how severe I've got to drop off the side of the hill to get to it. That will come in navigation because there's a cut off to my right in a bit, but I don't know how obvious it is. A bit more of a trail now. It was a bit sporadic, and just had to pick out a couple of cairns and reroute to them, but I appear to be on a trail now, so this is the one that's going to go down the main gully and divert off to the pre-stole. But yeah, probably go down to the cave and then continue down. And these rocks are quite grippy, but it started raining, so they've got sheen on them, so super slippy and cambered. Screes. That wind's dropped. There's still a little bit of a breeze, but nothing dramatic, and I'm not sure if it stopped raining as well. Just found a bit of a flagging coming this way, and I'm 84 metres from the cave. Now, hopefully that means it's just around this corner and not up there. Because if it's up there, I ain't going. It definitely seems like flagging, so hopefully we're on the right plateau bit and there's nobody here. Looks a bit pareidolia way, looks a bit like a face there. His head's leaning back against a rock. He's got his nose and the mouth. Technical itch. Looking for pre-stole, come across what I thought was flagging, but it wasn't. Well, it was, but I'm not going to pre-stole. So I had a bit of a scout round here. It keeps telling me I'm going past it, so I had drone up, looking around these butchers, and it's above me 61 metres. So I don't know if I can do it with that or not. Also I've had enough, so I want to sort of get back as well, so it's a bit of a catch-22, but I'll get a coach to looking at it. If I can find it, I'll go to it, but if I can't, I'll have to scrap it until another time. So from that plateau, I haven't got the energy at this stage of the game, and the main path's there. So it's like, fight up there, I'll go down path. And at this stage of the game, I'll go down path. It did brighten up for a little bit, but it's clagging again now. And these rocks, they're drying out a little bit, so they're quite grippy when they dry, but they're super slick when they're wet. A hell of a way up, huh? About a 2 mile left down valley, curl around there, around the front of that buttress, and the lake should appear just around there. 9 miles in 8.5 hours. Certainly slowed down from what I were, that is for sure, but keep plodding on. And back to the jumper, so let's see if we can get back to the t-shirt before I'm back at the car. Still got a fair way to go down, like, but it's starting not to be as a severe incline, and it's still all downhill from here. I tend to bite off more than I can chew when I come up here. It's so far away. I try and make a decent run of it, which I have, but not the one not fully what I want to achieve. Mainly with the bloody pre-stole, that's pissed me off, because I'm in line with it, but 61 metres below it, below a sheer cliff face. So it'll be a right mission, trying to gain back that altitude. So especially at end height, not beginning. Hey ho, I got it on drone, but not quite the same thing. Sort of flattened out a little bit better, at least for the moment. I've still got a fair drop. Put drone up, it starts bloody raining again, doesn't it? And wind gets up. Right, we're only about 1.5 miles from the car now, so we should eventually get down onto the valley floor. Back down to t-shirts as a bonus. Going down it took forever, going up it, Jesus H. Certainly wake you up in the morning. It took me a couple of hours to get down. Sure it has, but I have just been droning and things as well. 10 miles, 10 hours. Oh wow, now we're talking. Best one at day for sure. It's a double, first one and then second step. I've done a few sort of littleish waterfalls along the way, but nothing dramatic, but that one's a little bit more fits the bill. As still we descend. Sunshine. We're away this afternoon. We're on the flat. We eventually made the descent. That's the way I went up this morning, past them two big boulders there and that outbuilding. So that closes the loop back to Brothers Waters. Not quite as reflective as they were this morning. Just over 11.5 miles, so might just kiss 12. Boop boop, see the final gate, and hopefully see the car, and then even better, no ticket on it. So you care from here. Holy crap. And that was the short route. 11.91. I'll walk up and down the car park to make it 12 dead. Done that before. Can't see a ticket anywhere. No wheel clamp. Bonus. 11.94 miles. 18.38 kilometres. 11 hours 19 minutes.